Hi, everybody. Hi, friends. Jennifer Johnson here, NIA franchise owner. But I have a special guest who is the dearest person, and I'm not just saying that because he's on the call. But Scott Talley's the founder, the builder, the CEO, the mastermind behind Network in Action. And he is wonderful. So he's here today, and we're going to talk about how great this is. So welcome, Scott. I'll shut up.
Thank you. You left out Chief Bottle Washer.
Okay, well, that's true. No.
Glad to be here.
Washing the bottles.
I've been looking forward to this since the day you mentioned it, so glad it's finally here.
Oh, well, good. Let's have some fun. We'll talk about NIA and how we're changing it up.
All right.
As you know, well, maybe you don't, there are 6 main differences of Network in Action. And from a personal perspective, I'm living my best life doing this, absolute best life.
That's awesome.
It's about building businesses. It's about building relationships. And there are 6 key differences. And what really is important to know that this is revolutionizing networking. What do you say?
Yeah, no doubt. And some revolutions or go easier than others, but none of them are without some blood being shed, and we're no different. So, yeah, you think about the 6 differences. Any one of them may not be that meaningful, but without all 6, it wouldn't be that impactful. So we'll talk about all 6 and why. I think that's important for people to understand why, because if we can get people's attention about what they've done historically, they will go, wow, why didn't we do this 35 years ago? But you know what, Jennifer? I want to meet the person who decreed that networking was the way we've done it for 35 years. Who said we had to sit through 30 minutes of elevator pitches?
Nope.
Who said we had to sit through member reports and vice president reports and treasury reports? And who said we had to sit through people learning how to talk about their business? There are a lot of people out there that already know how to talk about their business. Who said we had to stand up for 30 minutes and either pass some bogus lead or say something nice about the organization? I mean, who put the mountain down from Moses saying this is what networking was? Who said businesses have to bring their friends because we got to help this private equity firm grow bigger? Who said all this? I don't know them. Do you know them?
Nope. And I've tried it, and this is so much better.
It's pretty time consuming.
It's changing everything. All right, so don't get ahead. So let's do the first key difference. And I think the most important thing that I've found on the street is that guaranteed ROI. You get a guaranteed return on your membership investment. Take it away.
If you want to talk about that first, I love it. So let me tell you how it happened real quick, if you don't mind the story. I was friends with a lady 15, 16, 17 years ago before I got married to my beautiful wife, who bought David Ork's vacuum cleaner guy, David Ork, the vacuum cleaner guy. Mm-hmm. He bought her candle company. And I had the good fortune of spending a day with him, and he had 17 vintage aircraft. And he kept asking me, what business am I in, Scott? And I said, well, you're in the vacuum cleaner business. No. I said, well, you just bought a candle company. No. So late in the afternoon, he broke out some scotch after he put the keys to the airplanes up. We were flying all around Mississippi and New Orleans and Louisiana. It was an awesome day. And I really loved the guy. And finally, he said, Scott, I'm in the money back guarantee business. And I'll never forget it. Mm. He put his finger in my chest and he said, if you could figure out a way to do that with marketing, you'd be worth more money than me. Well, I lit up. I was like, oh, I'd like that. So for years in my previous marketing business, I tried to think of ways to do a money back guarantee, and you would have gone bankrupt doing that. But when we started Network in Action, I said, you know what? This is not me selling Jennifer something. This is me partnering with business owners to help them build their business. And if we partner, any good relationship has obligations on both ends. So I said, if Jennifer will come to 11 out of 12 meetings or send a sub, if my member will pass 12 referrals, I think I can get some really smart guys to figure out the analytics. So we figured out that if we put 22 to 24 people in a room, if everybody passes 12 referrals, everyone will get a certain level of business. And so we have a formula, 100% scientific analytics. And Jennifer, we've only missed 13 times. So the thing I always say is, don't join Network in Action because you think you're going to get your second year free, because you're not going to.
Not going to happen.
Join Network in Action because you want a 10-time guarantee. And what I love in my background, Jennifer, just to mention this, I used to own a Yellow Page company. I've done everything in marketing, and usually I would sell the customer and then I would do everything I could to avoid them because I couldn't prove it worked. So we have all the technology to track your investment, and it works.
It works.
So people don't get their second year free. What they get is a 10-time return on their investment most often. So you lay down your membership monies and you get a 10-time return.
And that's
if
the
you go down to the
baseline.
racetrack, if you were going on a racetrack and put, $1,700-$1,800 on a horse and you won 18,000 one weekend, it'd be a good weekend, wouldn't it?
More scotch for everybody.
But I want to say this before we get off this topic. What I like about it is we know how hard it is for small and medium-sized businesses to make a go of it today. And they've got all these decisions. And guess what, Jennifer? They're taking all the risk. So if you're a business owner looking at Network in Action, we take the risk out.
Right.
All you have to do is your part in the relationship. Show up and help each other. Wow. And if you do that, we're going to give you 10 times back in most cases.
At least.
And it's in writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love the guaranteed ROI.
I do
Because
too.
it's so stressful to run a business. And I tell business owners, this is the only appointment you're ever going to have where at the end of the appointment, there's no stress on you. The stress turns to me because I got to help you get your return. And we do it, and we do it well.
Makes a big difference.
Yeah.
So
It's as much a part of Network in Action as waffle fries are to Chick-fil-A. Every member gets a guaranteed return on investment. We call it return on relationships.
true. Yes, because you do build relationships, and that's the basis of business and growing.
So what happened, Jennifer, is in the early days, before we got bigger and out there and proved our worth, proved that we could network once a month, what happened is it allowed people to have the freedom to try something new. So in a revolution, people criticize you and they make fun of you and they tell you it's not going to work. And we had a lot of that. And so, okay, we'll put our money where our mouth is.
And it works. It works. There's no, so for example, if I was in I had a meeting last month, there were 4 referrals already. That you're already, you're done with your quota.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's because you put a great group together and you're a great leader. And that's what our franchise owners do.
Well, thank you. I'm having the best time living
That's
the
awesome.
life. So wrapping up, just in case you're like, well, what's NIA? Think of it as a mastermind, business sales strategy, a referral group, and your marketing team all in one group, all in one meeting. And
what happened around that, we say now, join Network in Action to build your business and stick around for the networking, right?
Yeah.
Because in the early days, we were pure networking. And I'll tell you what happened, Jennifer, 8 years ago, is after the first year, I realized, what were we going to do? We weren't going to sit around and drink beer and wine because everybody loved each other so much. The referrals were happening naturally. And so I thought, well, you know what? Let's start adding more value. And that's why all the other business solutions we can talk about later came about. Yeah.
Well, we've covered number 1, the guaranteed ROI.
Awesome.
So,
hey, how long are we recording?
Mhm.
We've got blowers outside. Is that bothering us? They'll be gone in 1 minute. Okay, great. All right. They don't bother me. All right. Sorry.
That's okay. Live TV, people.
Awesome.
So that's installment number 1, and whatever order you're watching these in, we appreciate your time and your interest, and we'll put some contact information down in those little boxes wherever it lands, and we will see you next time.
Awesome. Thank you, Jennifer. Sorry about that.